My name is Dr. Patel, retired professor and chief soil health specialist, Anand Agriculture University, Parul University, Mati Agromart Private Limited, Anand, Gujarat, India. So today, the topic of my YouTube is plant nutrient function and deficiency. Major plant nutrients, NPK, understanding fertilizer numbers. So nitrogen required for plant color and growth, phosphorus required for fruit and flowers, and potassium for strong roots. So primary nutrients, the main function of nitrogen phosphorus are that they are constituents of proteins and nucleic acid, which are important component of plant tissue. Lack of primary nutrient can affect plant health, growth, and eventually the crop production output. Find out more about the function of primary nutrient in soil. Then nitrogen. So you know that the symbol of the nitrogen N available to plant as nitrate and ammonical form. So plant will take the nitrogen in form of nitrate and ammonical form. Nutrient function. Nitrogen is biologically combined with carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and sulfur to create amino acid, which are the building blocks of protein. Amino acid are used in forming protoplasm, the site for cell division, and thus for plant growth and development. Since all plant enzymes are made of protein, nitrogen needed for all of the enzymatic reaction in plant. So nitrogen is required for all the enzymatic reaction in the plant. So nitrogen is a major part of the chlorophyll molecule and is therefore necessary for photosynthesis. If nitrogen is deficient in soil, then plant become yellow, chlorotic. Nitrogen necessary component of several vitamins. Nitrogen improve the quality and quantity of dry matter in leafy vegetables and protein in grain crops. Deficient symptoms of nitrogen. Stunted growth may occur because of reduction in cell division. Pale green to light yellow color chlorosis appearing first on older leaf usually start at the tips. So you can see here in older leaf nitrogen deficiency in sorghum crops. Depending on the severity of deficiency of chlorosis would result in death and or dropping of the older leaf. So that older leaf has been dropped down depending on the severity of the nitrogen deficiency, caused by the translocation of nitrogen from the older to the younger tissue. Deficient symptoms. Reduced nitrogen lowers the protein content of seed and vegetative parts in severe cases, flowering is greatly reduced. So when the nitrogen deficiency, when there is severe, then flower is reduced. Nitrogen deficiency causes early maturity in some crops, which result in significant reduction in yield and quality. Nitrogen deficient in corn, maize, yellowing proceed down the midrib of older leaves. So you can see here the yellowing in older leaves. Nitrogen deficiency in wheat. So you remember that nitrogen deficiency found in older leaves. The nitrogen deficiency in soybean, lower leaves turn uniformly pale green, then yellow. So first they converted into pale green, then they become yellowish. So you can see here in soybean crop. And second important crop is the phosphorus. It is related with the energy. So symbol phosphorus available to plant as orthophosphate ion, HPO4 and H2PO4. So nutrient function in photosynthesis and respiration. Phosphorus play a major role in energy storage and transfer as ADP and ATP, adenosine di and triphosphate. and DPN and TPN di and triphosphoridine nucleotide. Phosphorus is a part of the RNA and DNA structures, which are the major component of genetic information. So it is a energy element. Then seeds have the highest concentration of P in mature plant, and P is required in large quantity in young cell, such as shoots and root tips, where metabolism is high and cell division is rapid. P aid in root development, so I told that phosphorus is related, connected with the root development, flower initiation, and seed and fruit development. So it is a very important nutrient. Next, after the nitrogen, phosphorus has been shown to reduce deficiency in some plants and has been found to improve the quality of certain crops. Then deficiency symptoms of the phosphorus. Because phosphorus is needed in large quantity during the early stage of cell division, the initial overall symptom is slow, weak, and stunted growth. So the phosphorus is required in the early stage for the cell division. So if it's deficiency, then there is a weak, slow, and stunted growth of the plant. Phosphorus is relatively mobile in plant and can be transferred to site of new growth, causing symptoms of dark to blue-green coloration to appear in older leaves of some plant. So similarly as the nitrogen, the phosphorus is also deficiency observed in the older leaves. Under severe deficiency, purpling of leaves and stem may appear. Lack of phosphorus can cause delayed maturity and poor seed and fruit development. So it is related with the seed fruit development. So P deficiency in wheat crop. So you can see here the right side phosphorus is sufficient, so a growth of the wheat crop, whereas in left side you can see there is a deficiency of the phosphorus. So suppose farmers have not carried out the soil analysis and they grow the wheat crop, then you can see the how much yield has been lost to the farmers. Therefore, I am repeatedly advised to the farmers that before sowing or planting of crops, the farmers would have to carry out soil analysis after taking the representative soil samples, and as per the soil test value, they have to apply the nutrient in soil, either major nutrients, secondary nutrients, or micronutrients. So you can see here low phosphorus, here medium phosphorus, and adequate phosphorus. So we should have to maintain adequate phosphorus, that is balanced phosphorus in soil. Then you are getting the better growth of the plant and you are getting higher crop. So when there is if you are carried out a soil analysis, then you observe the low phosphorus or medium phosphorus, then you should have to apply the phosphorus in the form of DAP, single super phosphate, and organic manure, and so on. So phosphorus deficiency in soil. Phosphorus is rich in soil, but phytoavailability to plant is adversely affected by various chemical and biological processes. When applied to soil, pea fertilizer very rapidly immobilize and transport into insoluble phosphorus from such as calcium phosphate in high pH soil, that is saline alkaline soil, and aluminum or iron phosphate in low pH soil, means in acidic soil. So in acidic soil like Himachal Pradesh, Assam, they have the problem of the phosphorus deficiency. Whereas in Gujarat and other parts, those who have the saline alkaline soil, they have the problem of the phosphorus. So published report indicate that only less than 20% of the applied fertilizer is absorbed by the plant, while the remaining is immobilized and unavailable for root uptake due to rapid conversion of fertilizer phosphorus to insoluble form. So we have seen in acidic soil as well as saline alkaline soil. and therefore we are getting a low crop production in acidic soil and saline alkaline soil as compared to the normal soil. Then phosphorus deficiency on maize, lower leaves become reddish purple. So you can see here the lower leaves become the reddish purple. Then purple leaf discoloration in maize, that is corn, key indicator of phosphorus deficiency. So sorghum and maize are the indicator crop. So any research has been carried out, then the scientists are prefer the maize or sorghum crops because they are the indicator crop for the phosphorus, nitrogen, and potassium. Purple leaf discoloration in maize corn, the indicator of phosphorus deficiency. Phosphorus deficiency symptoms in the sorghum. So I told sorghum. Then potassium, third one. So it is related with the quality. So symbol K available to plant as the ion K plus. Nutrient function. Unlike nitrogen and phosphorus, potassium does not form any vital organic compound in the plant. However, the presence of potassium is vital for plant growth because potassium is known to be an enzyme activator that promotes metabolism. So it is very important for enzyme activator which promotes metabolism. Potassium assists to promote the translocation of photosynthesis sugar for plant growth or storage in fruit or roots. Through its role assisting ATP production is involved in protein synthesis. So potassium is also involved in protein synthesis like nitrogen. Potassium has been shown to improve disease resistance in plants, improve the size of grain and seeds, and improve the quality of fruit and vegetables. So when there is deficiency of the potassium in soil, then there will be more diseases in plant. But when there is balanced nutrition of the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in soil, then it improves the disease resistance in plant, and we are getting higher crop production. And we do not require to spray the fungicide. So deficiency symptoms, the most common symptoms in chlorosis along the edges of leaves, leaf margin scorching. This occurs first in older leaves, similar as nitrogen phosphorus, because K is very mobile in the plant. So nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is mobile in plant. Because potassium is needed in photosynthesis and the synthesis of protein, plant lacking potassium will have slow and stunted growth. And that is why they call as a major nutrient nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. In some crops, stems are weak and losing is common if K is deficient. The size of the seeds and fruits and the quantity of their production is reduced. So it is very important related with the seeds and fruits. Then potassium deficiency in maize or corn. So you can see here it is found deficient in lower leaves. Here also you can see. So potassium deficient corn plant exhibit chlorosis along the leaf margin. So it starts from leaf margin and tips of the older leaves. So it is a tips of the older leaves. So it is a margin and start from the tip of the older leaves. So it started in leaf margin. This spread from the tip to the base, then turned into necrosis. That is yellowish. In severe cases, the leaf appear dry. Here you can see the leaves become dry and scorch along the edges and tips. Potassium deficient leaves showing marginal chlorosis and necrosis starting from the leaf tip. So start from the necrosis start from the leaf tip and it is completely covered. You can see here when there is severe deficiency of the potassium in the maize plant or corn crop, then potassium deficiency Moderate stage 2, so necrosis start at leaf margin. You can see here the start necrosis. So potassium deficiency, the tissue culture banana plant, you can see here. Then potassium deficiency is growing problem in corn. So suppose the soil have a deficiency, then there is a problem of the growing of the maize crop or corn crop due to deficiency of the potassium. Then potassium the deficiency symptom in wheat crop, you can say you will find in the lower leaves. The leaf start from the tip and then margin. So in severe cases, they become dry. And you can obtain the low crop production rate when there is deficiency of the potassium. So research worker have done many research work on potassium and they got positive response of the potassium in potassium deficient or marginal soil. Then potassium deficiency in papaya. So you can see here, start from the margin and tips. Then fruit loss in cotton where potassium deficiency comes. When there is a potassium deficiency, then there is a fruit loss and we will get low cotton yield. So if you have liked my video, then please subscribe and we have discussed about nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. It is a major nutrients and the plant require in a higher quantity as compared to the secondary and micronutrient. That is why they are called as a major nutrient.